Welcome to another episode of Velocity Chaos! Hello and welcome here to another episode of Velocity Chaos Podcast, coming to you at the speed of sound from the airwaves of the Hexapod Sound House. How you guys doing? We are in Cleveland, Ohio. I am joined by my awesome co-host, Nick. I'm running out of adjectives.
Yeah, well, we'll just take whatever we can get around here at the Velocity Chaos Podcast for the 63rd episode. If you ran out of adjectives after 63 episodes, we better talk about your vocabulary. Speaking of vocabulary, a man who is relatively silent but has a deep, almost eponymous vocabulary. DJ Honey Mustard.
Hey, what's going on with your supercalifragilisticexpialidocious selves?
There it is. Classic. All right, spell it. No, just kidding. Luke, you tell us what's going on in the show today.
Yeah, I could do that because I have a wide word palette. And know what you know what we do? We're gonna dip back into, well, I just found this out, part 2 from last episode. We did the Ringelmann effect, and now we're gonna get into the von Restorff effect.
Nice.
And then you got some clickbait headlines we're gonna try to figure out, those puzzles. And do you guys know what's popular? Dog names? They're so popular. There's billions of dogs and like 6 names that you guys use. Come on. And then Nick doesn't want you to quote him on Elvis Presley with the "Don't quote me on this." And just a reminder for all our returning listeners and a note for our new friends. Here at the Velocity Chaos Podcast, we explore the highest heights of human knowledge and the lowest depths of crude humor. Our mission is to tickle that pink thing between your ears, poke that frontal lobe, and sometimes just smash the laugh box. So hop in and buckle up for an infotainment ride across the airwaves.
You want to connect some stuff?
I do.
You want to put some things together, touching?
Just the tips?
Just the tips of these words. We're going to connect them. It's Make the Connection. We do this. We've been doing this at the top of the show. It's a warm-up. It's just word association. Feel free to follow along out there. Just shout them out in the car, in the shower, wherever you guys listen to the Velocity Chaos Podcast. It's just to get that imagination going, that creative brain moving. So DJ Honey Mustard is going to hit us with 2 words, and we're just going to flap our wings all the way over there.
I don't think you're ready for this one, fellas.
We're always not ready.
Let me hit you with, let's make the connection between cookie dough and salamanders.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we'll get there. You ready? I'll toss it to you.
Okay.
Cookie dough.
Baking.
Oven.
Hot.
Red.
Flowers.
Wild.
Forest.
Rainforest.
Wet.
Puddle.
Stream.
Environment. Water. I changed it.
Environmental water.
Environmental water.
Stream.
Animals.
Nematode.
Finding Nemo. No, I don't know what that is. Nematode. Amphibians. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Saved it.
Nice.
What are amphibians?
We backed ourselves into a corner.
We have. I'm sorry. I'm losing it.
No, an amphibian.
Yeah, of course. Of course, I know what an amphibian is. Toads. Or a rabbit. Not rabbit. I meant frog. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh God. Salamander.
Yes. Nice. Nailed it.
Okay. Now that we've gone down that. Okay. Hey, it's good to know that loops exist. It's good to know that words can be tricky. All right. Very cool.
Words are difficult.
Words is hard.
And let me use another word to describe how difficult words are. They are tough.
Oh, wow.
Or hard.
Showing off that vocab.
Yeah. They are.
Showing it off.
Or you could say they're difficult. I don't think we use that one yet.
Or tough or hard.
Or hard. Or, you know what? You know what if I would have said juicy?
Fruit.
And out of all of those ones, you would remember juicy. Out of tough, hard, difficult, and juicy. You'd be like, juicy. Yeah, that's right.
Because it was different?
Because it was different. The von Restorff effect.
Oh.
Also known as the isolation effect.
Oh.
Yeah.
Segues.
Look at that. See?
This has been happening to me my whole life, this effect. Just
Forgetting everything? No.
being isolated.
Isolation. See that? All right, next segment.
No, just kidding. Just kidding.
So, yes, the von Restorff effect, also known as the isolation effect, the isolated piece of information or incident is more likely to be recalled than an event that blends into the background. When something stands out, you point your focus there, and the process of making a strong memory begins.
Interesting.
That it is what it's called. Because you notice it, like if there's a bunch of pictures on the wall, and one of them's canted or slanted.
Okay.
You're like, what the hell's wrong with that one? And
Yeah.
you got to fix it or something like.
So why does the human brain like structure and pattern then? Why is it the thing that stands out?
Is it everyone? Is it an OCD thing?
Oh.
Where is it some layer of obsessive compulsion where people are like, that has to be perfect? Or are there people just like, screw it. That picture's off. I don't care.
I would say these studies, obviously there's enough data behind this von Restorff effect that shows that enough subjects isolate the thing that's different.
Yeah.
And you can't just go survey a bunch of people with diagnosed OCD. It'd have to be a whole random blind panel. So
Yeah.
I would say it's probably more human thing, more of a general characteristic, right? It's got to be. Obviously, certain people are going to notice it more because their brains are wired a certain way, or their habit, the nature versus nurture stuff. But I think in this case, we could generally assume that most humans could
I think
immediately
people prefer
see the difference. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, but which one's different? Who's wearing a hat?
Yeah.
DJ Honey Mustard wearing a hat. Good
Everyone.
job, kids.
Everyone's going to remember him.
Yeah, exactly. They're just going to forget us.
He's too smart. Yeah, too smart. Too smart for us.
So in 1933, German psychiatrist named Hedwig von Restorff conducted experiments on memory. She discovered that when participants were given a list of generally homogeneous words to remember and one very distinctive word, they were more likely to remember the distinctive word. Out of those 5 words or 4 words before, what word do you remember?
Juicy.
Juicy. See?
Because it was different.
Because it was different. That's right. Be different and you'll be remembered.
Well,
Good
it's
bad.
not wrong. That's not wrong. Look at the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But then there's people doing the same thing.
Once it trends.
Yeah, it's a trend. And I saw some guy, he posted something like how to be like a YouTube famous or like Twitch famous.
Sure.
Like he's like, this is what I did. And before I get into this, if you guys do exactly what I did and do, you will never be as famous as me because I did it first and I'm a pioneer and you're just kind of in the wake. So like the peak of my, greatness, you will never come up to that. So that's something to.
I think that's funny, but there's also the theory 0 to 1. I know we're getting off track here.
That's good.
It's a book by Peter Thiel, who was one of the founders of PayPal. And he talks about how a market can exist or something can already exist, and that's 0. But it's really the people who take that thing to 1, like to the next level, that really can capitalize on it. Because you're not inventing a market. Inventing a market is so difficult, but perfecting a market is much more plausible, and you can be much more profitable from perfecting a market. So that guy may be true, but whatever his tactic was, somebody might come along and learn his tactic, but then extrapolate it and then totally blow him out of the water. So
it's possible. That's the thing. But they have to do it differently. If they go and every video that he makes, they make the exact same video.
Oh, so if he's saying you exactly follow.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So he's being inspirational in ways like be yourself. Like these are the steps I did. These are the things have done, did. but do it. But do it.
Do it.
Do it for you. Like do it your style, because it's there's so many people out there just trying to copy the trend.
True. Yeah. True.
And that's not good. So I mean, you might think isolated is just seeing things, but it's also isolated sounds or tones of voice may also stick out enough to be memorable. So if you have someone with like a funny laugh, like I remember a kid when we were growing up, that was his laugh.
Really?
His name was Kelly.
Wow. Really?
Awesome.
Really? Do you think? Oh, we got to find this guy now. See if he still laughs like that.
Probably. Can you change your laugh if you try?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This laugh that I have, that is a composed laugh.
You honed it. You shaped it.
Shaped it, because you should sound a lot like Kelly's. I could handle that. I could handle it a couple times.
I can't.
I don't know if
With this stuff, I can't actually hit what it is. It's a little higher.
Is that the totality of his laugh, or it just like ends? Or does he do that back to
this
back?
was 20
like
years ago.
If he's like really laughing, is he like?
It's just on repeat.
You're just like, I'm gonna kill you. Or are you?
You're like, something like that, maybe. Something like that. Kind of fading out.
Because it would be funny if he thought things were really funny. And those butt gusting, like
Yeah.
gut busting.
Yeah, the butt gusters.
butt gusting laughs. Those butt gusting laughs where you're just holding out for 30 seconds. But this guy just can only laugh for 2. That's it.
That's it.
He thinks it's the funniest thing he's ever heard. So
Done. In and out. Quick process. So the isolation effect may have an adverse effect on memory. While the isolated piece of information is more likely to be remembered, the rest of the information is more likely to be forgotten. So if you're trying to remember a set of information, think about what pieces stick out the most and what pieces are most important to remember. So it's like, if we're thinking Velocity Chaos Podcast, episode 63, juicy. Yeah. You're going to remember laughing and a juicy.
Well, you remember, this is only gonna, anybody who listens in Cleveland is gonna get this. No one else will, so it's gonna be a total waste of time. But you remember Big Chuck and Little John?
Oh yeah.
That same laugh kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like they would end every segment, and like it's iconic. I mean, I remember them more because of that stupid laugh.
Yeah.
Than any of their sketches. There's a local, for all of you out there, there's a local cable show.
Yeah.
Big Chuck and Little John. I mean, Big Chuck was a local kind of celebrity and maybe newspaper guy. I mean, he was tall, this huge guy, and then Little John was 4 foot something.
Yeah, Little John Rinaldi.
And they would do sketch comedy on their shows. And you know what? It was endearing. It was fun.
Yeah,
Big time.
What was Chuck's name before?
We should bring that crap back.
Charles Big Chuck Shadowski. That's who it is. Yeah, look them up. There's some good. They did some funny stuff.
Yeah,
local legends.
because like they would all. The laugh was like,
yeah,
like it would like then I had to follow up. Yeah.
Oh my!
I wish my nose wasn't stuffed up.
It's all right.
I could hit him.
You're landing it.
All right. But yeah, that's I think we spent enough time on that one. That's the Von Restorff, and we dipped our toes into the Ringelmann effect yesterday, which was another thing. I think that was just good information for me to stumble upon. Like, what is it? Seeing Ringelmann effect was more people doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the more people you add to an organization, the less effective each individual is.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Exactly.
The Ringelmann has the Von Storff effect, because if everyone's working their ass off and then you have one guy who sucks or gal who sucks, then you're like, oh, that one really stands out. And I'll never forget that person.
It's sad.
Whoa!
DJ Honey Mustard with the knowledge expansion.
Combining the Ringelhoff and Restorff.
Ringelhoff
von
effect.
Hasselhoff.
Oh, man. I'm glad we can bounce this off the wall. Because you know what else I've been bouncing off the wall? Ball. Yes, ball. I bounce ball. Ball comes right back. Ball's a state-of-the-art sphere that, when given enough velocity, will bounce off a surface. That's right. Ball bounces. Ball will bounce. And if you haven't seen it for your own eyes, my goodness, that probably you wouldn't believe me. But You should believe me because that's what ball does. Why would I lie to you? It's not like they're paying me to say that ball bounces even though it doesn't actually bounce. Because that would be ludicrous. Of course ball bounces. Let me show you. Here, see? Ball. See it? Bounced. Saw that bounce right there. I heard it too. I swear it did. Get your palms on ball today at your local ball retailer and at checkout mention Velocity Chaos Podcast for a free weird look from your cashier. This is not an actual product, service, or idea, just in case you thought it was. It's not. If there is something out there with the same name, we are unaware and have no affiliation and offer no judgment on the actual product, service, or idea.
All right, cool. Well, we're going to have to remember that one effect about memory. We're going to have to remember the name of it.
Something about it.
Something about it.
Ringeldorf. It's a Harry Potter wizard.
Yeah, the best of the best. We're moving over to a segment called Clickbait Headlines. This is where we've gathered a couple just hot topics for you guys across various news sources, things that are interesting, outlandish, or just plain weird. You can click on all the links in our show notes to check them out. We've found that we're just better at writing headlines than most journalists. So these are extrapolations of those headlines. So I got a couple here. I'll read them off to Honey Mustard and to Luke. They guess what the actual topic, story is about, and then we'll just break it down for a little bit. I got 4 of them. I mean, I think they're all worth our time. So we'll try to boogie through them. The first one, car passion. An anonymous man loves his 1980 Chevy.
Oh, did you tell us the title?
I just said car passion is what I call it.
I thought you were going to call it car passion and end it there, and then we'd guess.
No. I should still read the headline because
sometimes they give away a lot. I don't know.
Well, was that too much?
I don't know. Maybe I'm going to guess.
Okay.
So this man, he's just in love with his 1980 Chevy.
Okay, is that it? Is that all you?
Is he attempting to marry his 1980 Chevy after his wife left him?
No, he's not trying to lock it down.
Stole it. My idea. There's those people out there that do that.
Oh yeah, they do it. They do it, but they don't make it leak. Like they don't put the paper behind it.
Okay, so I'll just read my little snippet synopsis.
All right.
You guess, then I'll read the headline that I made up, and then we'll talk about this. Okay? Got it.
That sounds good.
Cool. We're still figuring out the rules of this. Yeah. No, but it's still funny. This guy, so this story has actually been around for a while, but it resurfaced recently because this footage is just circling the internet. This guy literally is in love romantically and sexually with his red 1980 Chevy that he is lovingly named Chase.
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase.
Oh my God.
Dude, I can barely talk about this on the radio about what he does to this car. But
does he have mechaphilia or mechanophilia?
So it's actually
do we need to censor this?
Yeah. Beep 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 beep. And then he over on the other side of the, and then all is everywhere. So objectophilia is a real condition.
Okay.
And this happens to actually a lot of people, more than I thought.
It's for all the people that objectify me.
I am an object that is, I generate sexual attraction.
Listen, my hair's up here, okay?
Yeah. Objectophilia is where people develop a strong romantic and sexual attraction to inanimate objects. Typically, it's a personal item to them. So his car, it's a 98 Chevy. I was way off. He likes the younger cars, man. He likes to keep them young. He likes to keep them spry.
He keeps them fresh.
He doesn't. He doesn't like anything squeaky on it.
He's like, I keep getting older, but these cars are still brand new.
I don't really go for the newer models. I like the older models.
Slightly aged. Let me see one of them Jaguars, one of those older models.
I like mature leather.
Yeah. You smell that leather?
You smell that leather?
This leather's seen some ass.
And literally. This guy literally he screws his car. He screws
Probably.
his car.
Tailpipe?
Tailpipe. It's just like all over. Side door, he likes to be in all the orifices.
Probably.
But they have pictures of him just laying under his car. That's like he cuddles with this car and the car is on top of him. So
his wife's like, honey, come to bed. Damn it, woman. Leave me to my car. I'm here.
I'm working on my car.
My car.
I'm changing the oil on my car.
You just changed it, dude.
Getting Chase all lubed up. Yeah, that's it, man. That's this guy. The funny thing is, he likes. I would like to remain anonymous, and then he's in all of the photos uncensored and
with a name tag.
he goes on TLC's My Strange Addiction. Like, how are you going to stay anonymous in this day and age? So,
No.
Anyway, the comments on here, I'm not going to read them, but they can get pretty brutal. The one guy, I'll just say my favorite one is like some guy posted like, that dude looks like he could suck the chrome off a bumper.
Comment section's the best place to live.
And I'm sure he would try. Anyway, all right, that's number one. Number two, high class wedding.
This one's simple. It's a bunch of people that are rich and then they get high. They planned their wedding, just got super high, probably licking toads. And they had their wedding on a mountaintop.
Okay. DJ.
I think they're still licking toads, but I think they're on the air. They're like on some crazy airplane, yacht, private jet shenanigans having their wedding.
So you guys think high is balls and also just in an airplane high?
Some altitude is.
Some altitude?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're on the right track, but not so much. Bride arrested after wedding food gets contaminated.
Uh-oh.
So they had a wedding. During the wedding, people start kind of like falling over, having a hard time. Some people like go home, or some people just fell asleep in their cars. And somebody ratted out this bride and groom and like called the cops, like reported them. And the cops came to the wedding and just start confiscating lasagna and brownies and like the little klatchki.
Oh my God.
And they just like, we're taking this for evidence.
Yeah.
Just like taking this food. It's, I'm going to need another extra helping of those potatoes.
Just put it in the styrofoam.
So they take all this food back to the lab, I guess, this is like CSI. And like 2 weeks later, they arrest this couple.
Oh my God.
Car 29 to dispatch. We got a lasagna coming into the potluck at the CPD. I got an APB and some lasagna.
I got an APP on some CBD.
Yeah, that's 10-4. We'll meet you at the PD in about 25 minutes.
So was just the bride arrested or was the couple arrested?
The couple was arrested.
Okay.
So their honeymoon was in the local jail.
Yeah, that's nice. They should have left
Get
the country
kinky.
when they had the chance.
They did this on purpose. They're just like, it'd be amazing honeymoon. Just the bars just hanging on the.
Don't even got to pay for the handcuffs to get the car guy there.
Wow, there you go. Anyway,
God, I love you so fucking much.
They're playing perfectly into our hands. It's just funny. Why would you do that? That's what all the guests were saying. Like, why would you do this without telling us? We'd happily smoke a J with you at your wedding. Why are you forcing it on great Uncle Charlie who's going to have a heart attack? Like,
No, his glaucoma's going to clear up.
I could see.
Yeah, he's got glaucoma. He's cleared up, but he's got fucking heart disease from all the lasagna he eats.
Yeah. Well, if you stop eating
lasagna. That's my second pan.
Don't take that. Don't take that. All right. That one's wild. I don't know why you do that. It's still unknown. I don't know where the couple is right now. Besides, in adjoining jail cells, just macking it through the bars, but just monkeying it. Anyway, here's the next one. This one's too easy. Armed and dangerous.
Wiener.
Armed and dangerous.
Was someone trying to rob a place and then they saw a guy and he just had a massive moose knuckle and he's like, oh no, this guy's packing heat. I can't rob this place. Or it was the gas station clerk. The guy thought he had a gun, so he just let him go.
Yeah, this is way more fun. Just like blind. That's not even close. But it was a good guess. It was creative. Major points for creativity.
I think this is more hobo with a shotgun story. It's like he walks into a convenience store. He's like, "Put the money in the bag," and he's just waving a huge, he's waving a huge dildo in his face.
It's just like jiggling and wiggling.
It's like a sword.
I I will cut you up into a million pieces.
I'll smack you so hard across the face of this thing.
You just like smash it down on the counter, like cigarettes fly everywhere. That's both of those stories are.
Put the money in the sack.
Don't make me jerk this off in your face. I will do it. Get down on the ground on your knees. Oh, that's getting dark. Anyway, Armed and Dangerous is a story about a man in the UK who spent 6 years with a penis on his arm.
Oh yeah,
I know
You
that
actually heard about this?
Yeah, I've seen penis arm.
You've heard about this guy?
He grew his penis back on his arm.
Yep. So it was.
Oh my God.
You haven't heard of this?
Uh-uh.
So essentially, this guy was about to or did lose his penis to a blood disease, like a blood infection.
Yeah.
That was just eating it. And so, like, I mean, talk about a nightmare, man. Okay. So it's gone. And he's like, I'm going to live the rest of my life just, in this limbo. And some doctor was like, hey, man, like, people can reconstruct that for you. And he was like, great, let's do it. And so they reconstructed it from a slice of his arm skin, and they wrapped it around like a real functioning urethra and all this stuff. And there's a pump involved. And the article is really funny because like, it's just like, well, a couple miscommunications about scheduling, and all of a sudden COVID hit and he couldn't actually get this procedure done. So, well, when I got to rewind this really quickly. It's so sad, but it's like such black, dark humor. It's hilarious. He lost his original penis to the blood disease. R.I.P. Pour one out. And he did pour one out. He started knocking them back because he was depressed.
Yeah, yeah.
And so then they're like, hey, we can do this operation. And he's like, great. They did the build off the skin on his arm. Then they went to do the procedure. That was in like year 1 of the 6. But because of his like blood alcohol content, like they couldn't reattach it because the blood like and the flesh wouldn't take it. So as an emergency, they had to put the penis on his arm to store it because for some reason the circulation was better in his arm because they couldn't attach it because of his blood, like his alcoholism at that point.
Yeah.
And so he just had a dong just like flapping around for 6 years because then there's scheduling conflicts. And then there was COVID. And then finally, just this year, 2022, he was able to put it in the right place.
I just imagine like he's working somewhere like closely with other people, and he's like, "Hey, can you hand me that?" This dog's like under someone's nose, like, "Dude, relax. Like, you just tell me what to get. You don't have to point every time."
Well, that actually happened to him.
Yeah.
He said he was reaching for a box of cereal in the grocery store. There's a little old lady like grabbing a box of graham crackers, and it like fell out of his sleeve, like right on her head.
That's indecent exposure.
Indecent exposure.
It's like the doctor version of like, hey, bro, hold this real quick. Just like, you imagine waking up with it.
Yeah.
So the question is like, so was it growing on his arm, and they were like just like growing it on his arm, and it got to like 4 or 5 inches? Like, okay, that's average size. We can reattach. He's like, no, I want it to be bigger.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going. Or he flexes his muscles and he's like, watch this trick. And then it like sticks straight out from his forearm. He's like,
if I tie this rubber band up here, give me your belt. Want to see a trick?
Bro, I don't do drugs. No. This is even better than drugs.
That'd be so rad at parties.
Gonna go pump. Pump. It's just like coming into his room. He's just like over here, like it's like jerking the arm. Like, what are you doing? Oh, stop! Oh, hide. Anyway,
that's nasty.
He actually could order the size, and he did. He did upgrade 2 inches. So
okay. Now he's at 3 inches.
5 centimeters. So 3 inches. So hey, good for this guy. Good for this one. All right, last one. Let me just do one more.
Yeah.
Airlines versus bags.
This
one I really disguised. I'm proud of this one.
So I'm guessing they were loading up people onto a plane, and there was like a runaway bag cart, and a plane was taking off, and it crashed into the bags.
No, but that would be cool. You're doing better news than the real news.
The actual things that happened.
Yeah. DJ Honey Mustard.
He steals mine, so I'm gonna go ridiculous. It's just absolutely absurd. All like the crew members who move your bags are just having paintball fights behind the bags, like pushing your rolly cart around like human shields.
It just comes out on the
You're
conveyor
taking
belt.
shits
It's
in
just
your bag.
Get out! Target the Patagonia.
It's like, yeah, you get it at the other airport destination. It's just covered in paint marker, like paintball splats.
And then other people that didn't get hit, they're like, "Oh, that's how I should mark my bag, so I know."
You're so smart. You're both wrong, but I give you
Classic.
credit. He went for it. DJ just went for it. No. So anyway, this story is my version of it is. A woman claimed she was removed from flight for carrying on 2 22-pound bags.
That's what she gets.
And really what happened was this Instagram model named Mary Magdalene claimed she was removed from a flight for her. She was being profiled and targeted because of her 22-pound breasts.
Hell yeah. They were going to pop.
Really what happened? Like the airline reported that she was clearly intoxicated.
Hold on. We need to examine these like for deeper inspection.
You can in the link.
Okay.
It's there to take a look.
I might look at
But
this later.
She did
Oh, Jesus. I did not want to see that.
she did claim targeting, but like they were like she was intoxicated, she kept sitting in wrong seats getting on the plane.
Yeah.
And so you're not allowed to fly drunk, I don't think, because of, again, health issues.
Yeah.
So she had compounding health issues.
Yeah, if someone looked like that, I wouldn't let them fly.
Oh my lord!
Exactly.
She should have had to order three seats.
You thought the pop can.
She sits in the middle, and then there's one on the left and one on the right. But anyway, that's crazy. And I would have, health concerns about this too. But
Yeah. Well, she's got other problems.
she was claiming back problems. She was claiming that they were just targeting her because, they were being sexist or something like that.
They were targeting her, all right.
With the paintballs.
Yeah.
So that's headlines from around the world. Clickbait Headlines, Velocity Chaos podcast style. Thanks for
Nice.
hanging out with us on that one.
Those are some good ones. I like those. Those are fun. Fun times.
Good old fun time.
You know what else is fun times? Summertime. And living's easy. Because now everyone's outside walking their dog. Everyone has a dog because they couldn't just chill out during the lockdown. They were like, we got to get a dog. And I've come across several dogs in the recent times, but I have not come across several dog names. They're all the same name.
Really?
There are very few names. People are not clever. So I'm curious, what do you guys think the most common or popular dog names are?
Rex is definitely up there.
Is it?
I feel like that'd be up there. Like that's super like.
But that's
90s,
like
2000s.
I was gonna say
yeah.
Beethoven era.
Mittens, Fluffy. That's a cat name. What do I-
Fluffy is on there.
Fluffy.
I would guess Fluffy. I'm missing a couple.
Yeah, you guys are missing a lot.
Fido.
I thought this was
Fido.
more of a common thing.
LeBron, Chuckles. I don't know.
I always go for the
Wow.
most interesting.
Otto.
No, I don't think.
Cal. Is Cal on there?
No.
Cal.
Dog, puppy,
You guys.
Fluffy,
I've noted. Like I've seen a bunch of these.
Charles, Chuck, Bob, John,
and-
Joe,
No, Jesus.
Billy,
Charlie.
Charlie. There you go,
See,
Charlie.
Now that I say it,
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't think of this stuff. I mean, like.
I think of this stuff. That's
Okay,
why I
you
looked
think
up the
of
list.
There you go.
Because I heard, how many Bellas are there?
Bella. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the number one. That's
Really?
yeah,
That's
No
astonishingly
way.
Bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Your dog should be mad at you for that.
yeah.
so this just proves that we're really good at naming stuff. And
Exactly. Yeah,
naming
that was.
dogs.
Yeah. See, I'm very proud of you guys.
Great, thank
for,
you.
for not knowing.
Can we talk about our
chunk.
least favorite dog names? I don't like Fido.
Fido. Yeah, it's.
I feel like
that's
Fido's a myth. Like it's not actually. a
No
dog
one
name.
was ever
Isn't it a
named.
song?
I don't know.
I thought
Maybe.
Fido.
That probably
Like a
kids-
cartoon
Yeah.
dog
What about
name.
Spot?
Oh, Spike. Is Spike on your list?
Spike is not on
Super
the.
90s too.
It's not
man.
on the top.
That's my problem.
top 100.
Who would have thought?
Sparky is though.
Oh gosh.
Hey, Luke's on there. Shit. 49th most male dog.
Are you
common name.
kidding me?
Clifford.
Yeah.
Who
Clifford's gotta
names
be
their
on
dog Luke?
People do.
Why? You have You could name your dog Rocky.
Yep.
That's on there.
Rocky, yeah.
But you could name your dog Pig, and that would be hysterical. But you choose to name your dog after a human name? Like, what?
Wait, what have you guys
It
named?
makes me mad. This subject actually makes me
What
mad.
have you guys named your dogs?
Huckleberry Finn.
That's a good one.
Dude, that's original.
That's a great
We call him Huck. We call him Huck Finn. I call him
variation. That's
Huckle Burrito, I call him.
That's so
Good one. I went with Otto. Otto Graham.
That makes sense. If there is a icon in your life
Yeah.
and you name him after that, the great Browns quarterback Otto Graham,
Yep.
then that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. My dog came with his name. I can't return him.
you
It's Cooper, but best dog name we ever had. My one dog, me and my brother came up with the idea. It was Willis. So every time he would bark, my brother would be like, "What you talking about, Willis?"
Now, see, I like that. What you barking about?
Willis is the 6th most common name.
Are you kidding?
I'm kidding.
Whoa, get
No,
out.
Cooper is 12th though.
Really?
On the men's
Really?
side, not total, just on the men's
Wow.
side.
I'm gonna tell him that. But you're not
But Rocky was 5.
I don't like that.
Rocky.
Rocky, Fluffy, get out of here.
All right, I'll go through the top 10.
All right.
Sophie, Maggie,
Of course.
Buddy,
God, buddy.
Daisy.
Goldie's got to be on there. Buddy's dog's name.
Probably up there. Charlie. I know like 4 Charlies.
I hate that.
One of them's my neighbor, but he's not a dog.
Imagine naming your name is Charles and Charlie. And
Yeah.
You name your dog Charlie.
Yeah.
Like that's what people do. They have no originality.
You should
Sorry.
name him Charles instead
all
of
those
Charlie.
yeah, all those people out there mad at me right now.
Yeah.
Seriously, because you named your dog, your old dog, Kitty.
Oh yeah, dog. Yeah, the dog's name
That's
was Kitty.
genius. That's hilarious.
Kitty was great.
And every time when I first met him and I was over there a couple times, he'd be like, Kitty, and I never saw the dog, so I thought he had cats. And it took me like 6 months of knowing him before I knew like the family had a dog named Kitty. Yeah, R.I.P. because that dog was sweet.
She was great. Molly at number 5. Oh, here's another one, another common one. Lucy.
Yep.
Lucy the dog.
I have a doggy niece named Lulu.
Yeah,
Close.
That's up there. It's on
Yeah.
one of these.
Everybody's naming their dog Lulu right now,
Yeah,
which is weird.
and Luna. It's not on this list, but yeah, Luna's a Harry Potter. Luna Lovegood.
So
My buddy's got a dog named Luna too.
Yeah.
that's okay.
Michelle,
Luna
she
Lovegood.
was like, we were looking at dogs, we were looking at newer models, old models, and she's like, oh, if we get this one, if we get a girl dog, we'll name it Luna. I'm like, we're not naming it
I
Luna.
love ironic dog names. Like it's a Chihuahua, and you're like, that's killer.
Yeah.
Like I love ironic dog
Yeah.
names, or just like Dum Dum, or like Tweedledee. Like I mean, you could name so many cool dogs. The funniest thing. I love ironic dog names. I love it.
Yeah.
The funniest dog. One of the funniest dog name pairings that I've ever seen was this guy. He was very creative, very artistic kind of guy. He bought 2 dogs at the same time. They were different breeds, adopted them, rescued them, but he got to rename them and all that, right? And he's just like this really like spacey kind of cool dude. And so he's just like, yeah, like your moonbeam, like your moonbeam. You're going to be Moonbeam. And she was sweet. She was Moonbeam. And your name is Jean. Just Jean. That's ironic. That's freaking genius. I love it. Like Moonbeam and Jean. And it's just like, what happened to Jean? Like no creativity, no flourish, no nothing. It's just like, okay.
Dude, my favorite are like when people just name straight up like 40-year-old man names.
Yeah.
Because and it's not childish. There's no E. There's no Y on the end. Like my buddy named his dog Frank. Like,
Frank's not bad.
Frank's pretty standard, but then like I would love to name a dog just like Jeff or Clark.
Yeah, Jeff. Isn't the dog up named Jeff? What's the dog's name? Jeff.
I don't know.
Or no, it's
I
not
don't know.
Jeff. But it's something. It is a human name.
There are a couple up here in the top 10 male sides. Jake, Jack, stuff like that.
Doug. Doug was.
Doug. Oh, yeah,
Doug.
Doug.
Yeah.
Top 3 here real quick. Max, Bailey,
Oh, Max. Screw that, Bailey. Screw
and
that.
Bella.
What's the bottom one? Can you scroll to the bottom? What's the
So
last
this is
one?
50. 50 for the men is Henry or Hank. I don't know if you'd give him a nickname
Stop.
Hank. And then
Stop it.
for the female, Dakota.
Not bad.
But
Kai.
this is just based off of what the veterinarian, I have it written down here, according to data from the VPI Pet Insurance, largest pet insurance company, who they get
Got
they
it.
get from
Cool.
there.
That makes sense.
So this is backed up information.
Poppins from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's a funny name, Poppins.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
I always like the hardcore dog names like Magnum, like, just like Magnum. Colt. That's a cool name for a dog.
Because it's a horse.
He's huge.
What about Bear?
Bear? Okay, I accept Bear. I
Yeah,
accept Bear.
not my
Tank.
buddies. Yeah.
Tank. I accept Tank.
Well, since we do Australian news, what about the top 10 Australian dog names?
Periwinkle.
No, it's about the same.
Darn! I thought it was gonna be cool.
No, we got 5 Max, 4 Coco, 3 Luna, 2 Charlie, and 1 Bella.
Where do you fall on Coco?
I feel like it can play, but it's still not original.
Yeah.
Like, all right,
It's huge.
that's borderline being racist. You're just like, it'd be funny if your dog was albino and you named it Coco. That'd be funny as hell.
Yeah, powdered white.
That's my dog's name. Powdered White. Cocaine.
Oh, dude. So
See, it's just so much fun to name dogs other things than human.
True fact. I have no idea why, but my dad and his best friend had 2 dogs, and their name was Kilo and Coke. Swear to God. I have no idea why.
Kilo and Coke. Gunner. Kilo. And
They
Coke.
probably found it at a drug bust. Like 2 little puppies.
little
All right,
puppies. Aw.
Kilo, Coke.
Bro, that is a movie right there.
Yeah.
Boom. Kilo and Coke. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up. I could go on and on about that one because, naming dogs is funny. I love dogs. I love the way they look, the way they sound, the way they smell. But it makes a lot of sense to get a dog. You know what else makes sense? A lot of sense? Scented scent sticks. That's right. Scented scent sticks allow you to breathe the fresh air that you have been missing if you want to. Some of our scents available to you are fresh air and the other scents like that. So if you want to breathe fresh air and not spend a lot of cents on great scents, buy scented scent sticks. It just makes a lot of sense for you and it makes a lot of sense for us when you spend your cents on our scented scent sticks. I swear we have a whole load of fresh new scents, mainly fresh air though. That's like the big one. We're working on more and more scents every second, like wet dog. But for now, get your fresh air scented scent sticks today at checkout. If you make a lot of sense, it would make a lot of sense if you use code VCPOD60 for 60 cents off your scented scent sticks at checkout. This is not an actual product service idea, just in case you thought it was. It's not. If there is something out there with the same name, we are unaware and have no affiliation and offer no judgment on the actual product, service, or idea. Pew. Well,
You're welcome very much.
yeah, that's what it is. Guys, by the time this episode comes out, the Elvis Presley movie by Baz Luhrmann will also be coming out.
Heck yeah.
Our episode is going to drop the night before. You're going to listen to this 3 months later, so you're not going to care. But anyway, just in honor of the king, we are going to do a segment, or don't quote me on this segment, about Elvis Presley. I have 4 quotes here from the legend himself, the king of rock and roll, the hips don't lie OG.
He's got them blue suede shoes on, probably.
He's kicking it. He's breaking straight out of jail. All these quotes are associated with Elvis Presley, coming straight from the man's mouth.
And he's probably still alive, which we tipped our toes
Some of
into,
these he probably just said last year.
Yeah. Yeah, these are fresh quotes.
We did do a conspiracy
quote me on
theory segment on Elvis still being alive. You can check it out on one of our past
I think it was
episodes.
33, 34. It was with
34,
Zach.
Somewhere around then. You're so good at remembering episodes. I love it. The first one, we don't really have to talk about it. I just want to point it out because, yes, he was the king of rock and roll. He was amazing. I'm a personal fan. But he also had a sense of humor. And I like that about somebody. His quote.
That should be one of our scented scent sticks. Sense of humor.
Sense of humor. What's it even smell like? Who knows? But you're going to chuckle when you smell it. Elvis is attributed to saying, I have no use for bodyguards, but I have a very specific use for 2 highly trained, certified public accountants. That's funny.
This guy.
I should have said it like him. I'm gonna have to read the other 3 in my best Elvis impersonation. But anyway, I think having being quoted with something humorous and ironic, or at least just clever, that's a dream of mine. That like somebody be like one quote at least, and they're like like the Barrettisms. Like
Yeah.
that segment was amazing. We could just go back to that sometime.
Always.
Back to the Barrettisms. Anyway, we can talk a little bit about this one. I kind of like this one. Yeah, we'll talk about this one. Ambition is a dream with a V8 engine.
Whoo-wee.
That was pretty good.
Should have had a V8.
Damn it, you ruin everything.
I do.
Oh, man. Oh, God. I don't even want to talk about it now. Because now I see it. I can't not see it now. Oh, the carrots are spinning around. Oh,
The tomatoes are everywhere.
I wouldn't drink V8 for the longest time because I was like, I'm not going to drink carrots. Like, what are you crazy? And then someone's like, no, just try it. No, it tastes like crap. And then you drink it, you're like, oh, this tastes way more like sugar than it does carrots.
But it's riddled with sugar.
Anyway, ambition is a dream with a V8 engine. That's rock and roll right there, man.
That is. That's powerful. Just like a V8 engine.
I think I like this because it just points out the very subtle difference between somebody who's dreaming up stuff and somebody who's got the ambition to go freaking do it. So
Yeah.
And when you do start doing stuff, it's like you're rocking and rolling with a big old V8 strapped to you.
Yeah. It's like my ambition is, or I don't have, my dream is just sitting on a piece of plywood. It's not even a skateboard with wheels. It's just a board. So I need to find this ambition so I get the V8 there.
And currently foot pedaling.
Yeah.
There's no wheels, but the engine's going to be there. It's just going to be sitting there humming.
Kicking
Yeah.
on nothing. I'm wearing my shoes thin.
Gotcha. Where are you at with the ambition versus dream?
2-stroke,
DJ?
4-stroke?
I'm a 2-stroke man, big time.
2-stroke.
Make
guy.
some gas, kick some ass, yeehaw, let's go.
This guy's off to the races.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, just remember that, guys. The difference between dream and ambition, is a V8 engine. So make sure you got one of those hooked up to all the things you want to get done. Number 3. This one's pretty sentimental. I like this. So here we go. Elvis said, "You only pass through this life once, Jack. You don't come back for an encore."
So he was talking to Jack during this.
Yeah, I don't know which Jack this was. I think it's the
Jack LaLanne, the
It's-
juicer guy, bodybuilder.
I think it's like the
And he's talking about V8s and juicing.
he's just in Graceland freaking cooking around. Oh,
He's just
man.
putting up some squats. I was standing there talking to him. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you about V8 engines. Listen.
Listen up, everybody.
This one's like he's trying to throw us off the trail here, off the scent. You only pass through this life once, but he's living his second life now as a new person.
He did come back for an encore. Nobody was there.
Yeah, but this was like, oh, he said you only get one life. There's no way he could have faked his own death.
Wink.
Yeah.
Asterisk. Jack, it's like the Royal Jack, like the Royal U. It's like everybody alive.
Was it Jack Mehoff?
Jack, yeah, probably.
Mehoff.
I really like coupling these two things together, right? You got your ambition, your V8 engine, right? And that just makes sure that you are performing at top quality every single time. Whatever you're doing out there right now, make sure you're really shaking those hips. You're really, strumming those chords and giving it your all, because you never know, man. The show might be over tomorrow. The curtain might be called, and there ain't no encore. So do what you can while you're on the show right now.
What do you want to be remembered by?
What do you want to be remembered by?
Or when you look back, they say that when people are at the end of their life and they're on their deathbed, their biggest regrets are not the things that they've done, but the things that they haven't done.
Dang.
So get out there and do it. Get Nike and Shia LaBeouf. Just do it.
Take Nike, take Shia LaBeouf, smash them together. You put them in a blender with some carrots, some tomatoes, some kiwis.
That blender's got a V8 engine.
Make sure it's hooked up directly to a diesel-powered V8 engine with the afterburners. Make sure everybody's watching on Twitch, because you're not going to get an encore on this one. And you push that blend button.
And now that's all shook up.
Got me.
Wow, you're sorry about that one. Nailed it.
Caught me off guard.
Caught me off guard. Last one here. This is just That scares the crap out of me every time. This is the last one. I just like this one because, again, with the first quote, showed Elvis had a sense of humor. This last quote, I just also want to show, like, look, I think the guy, he was thinking. He was talking to the CIA. I mean, he was worried about the FBI trying to help him out, trying to be a patriot. So I'm sure he was exposed to all sorts of technology at that time. And this guy was already talking about computers. He's already talking about James Cameron.
That's the future right there.
He was literally predicting the invention of the Terminator franchise when Elvis said, "Computers, I think us one day." Wow, this is terrible, Elvis. You read it. Can you read this? I'm sorry. That was terrible. You're way back. You were on it. I was going way into Hicksville on that one.
Look out, man. Look out. So computers might outthink us one day, but as long as people get feelings, we'll be better than they are. All
That's
right.
deep.
There you go.
That is
Thank you.
deep.
I'm glad I let you do that.
That's good.
You seriously crushed it. I would round of applause for DJ Honey Mustard, aka Elvis Presley incarnate. I can work on
You know that
that.
encore you're talking about. My encore is just in a podcast.
So anyway, I just love this. He was talking about computers.
Hey,
Elvis Presley.
Computer.
No, but think about
All
it.
the downloading.
It just, to me, it humanizes him even more. Like, this
Yeah.
guy was already looking around his world, like, coming from, like, vinyl, and then maybe like getting into more tape and just the roots of technology in the 20th century. And he's seeing his world change, and he's already talking about like computers in the future.
True visionary.
Yeah. I mean,
Someone with forward thinking.
yeah, I think you got to give a guy like that credit, who could have just rested on his laurels and just been a sandwich eating nobody.
Well, you know what? So after he faked his death, he's probably now living in a smart home with like he just got this like super smart home. He just sits around in a chair and it just shovels these peanut butter or whatever marshmallow sandwiches into his mouth.
Yeah.
Marshmallow and butter.
The gold
sandwiches.
nugget. What was
Yeah,
it called? The
something
gold,
like that.
Yeah. Fool's gold. Fool's gold. He's
and he just like hovers around in his house.
just hearkening from Dune, just like he's just like the big giant fat man.
And
He's like,
he has some like robot AI that just like serves him.
that's exactly it.
Named Chauncey.
But as long as you got heart,
Yeah.
you're still better than that.
Yeah.
He's like Chauncey, I'm still better than you.
Yes, you are, master.
Now eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Shoving it down his throat. He's just like the guy from Wall-E or the fat mayor from It's Always Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love you, Elvis. And we will be eagerly watching Baz Luhrmann's movie when it comes out and remembering these great piece of advice. Remember, guys, ambition is a dream with a V8 engine. Make sure you got that power juice in there, making your dreams come true. And you only get to live once. There's no encore after that. So make every day count, every performance a meaningful one. Put your heart and soul into it every time that you get the chance to do something like that. And just remember, CPAs can't replace them, man.
Yep. They're important.
They are there for a reason.
Don't be a hero, mate. You look after your mates, and your mates will always look after you. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, cheers indeed. You keep telling this guy not to be a hero, but he is going to be a hero. Alex Johnston, right, for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, the Rabbits, is what they call them. He has just become this is our Australian news segment, by the way.
If you had no idea what the didgeridoo is for.
Yeah. Alex Johnston scores a hat trick and he breaks Nathan Merritt's record of tries for the club.
Wow.
So I believe it was, let me look at the
This is
notes
rugby,
here.
right?
Yeah, rugby.
Okay.
In rugby, NRL, the National Rugby League, is if you didn't decipher that one. But I think everyone probably got that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got it.
That was just for me. So what he has done, he has scored a record, or he's broken Nathan Merritt's record of 146 tries. That's like a touchdown.
Okay.
He's I guess he's at 147 now, or more beyond at this point.
Wow.
So they were down 12-0 in this game,
Yeah.
and then they kind of brought it back, and then it was 18-12 at halftime. They were down.
Yeah.
He went out. He won for a hat trick at that point,
Dang.
and they scored 32 unanswered points.
Dang.
I think it tries like 5 points or 6 points, and then he kicked the field goal or something.
Okay.
But something like that.
We're gonna have to brush up on our rugby if we
if
keep
you know
doing
about
these news segments.
Rugby, yeah, we gotta get hip. But yeah, so he broke that club's record, and if he wants to go the next step further to break the league record, he's going to need to break Ken Irvine's all-time record of 212.
Ooh.
So
He's still got a ways to
he's
go.
got a ways. He's 27 now, so it's not terribly off. He needs 65 more. I don't know how many you normally score in a game, how many games are in a season. You guys search it. You guys figure. Maybe our Australian listener
We'll figure
knows
it
more
out.
about the NRL than we do, and can explain that there is a chance. It just kind of like all these records.
16 games in a major league rugby. Wait, it spans 5 months.
16 only?
I don't know. Even in baseball, though, there's like records.
What
being
is the
broken.
national?
and NRL, National Rugby League, unless it's not that. I just guessed that it would be that.
It is. This is good. Second week of March, finishing in September. 25 rounds. Oh, geez. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Because
Who understands rugby?
nobody understands. Because in life, you can't wait to try to understand something. Sometimes you just got to go for it because your V8 engine is humming, and it's going to run out of gas if you're not filling it. You're not fueling the fire deep inside because you only live this life once, Jack. I'm talking specifically to you, Jack. And you're not coming back for an encore. Nobody comes back for an encore except for John Bon Jovi. He's out there. He's living on a prayer. And you can't be living on a prayer. You got to be living on ambition, not just a dream. Because when you got that V8 and you're making sweet, sweet love to that V8 engine under the hood of your Chevy Chase, my God, are you want to take that thing, get married, get everyone high on the lasagna? And even Uncle Bob with the dong arm, he's gonna be so happy taking those pills, because when ladies got huge jugs that they put in there, they're wackos. She's just insane. I'm saying that she's gonna come here and stab me in the throat. Jesus Christ! Oh boy. And she's only gonna know that. Like, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's her right there, because she's the one that sticks out, and we're gonna remember her because she has fucking giant knockers, and that's that they call that the von Restorff, or the isolation effect. If you had her in a lineup with women, she's like, yeah, that's the lady. That is the lady right there. That we're talking about. Bingo was her name-o.
Okay, man. We are rolling into the final segment of our show, Recommendation Station, where we make sure that you don't walk away from your podcast outlet without a great recommendation. This week, we are going to hand it over to DJ Honey Mustard.
Choo-whoop. Rolling into the recommendation station. Thanks, guys, for letting me steer this train on into the station. I would like to recommend this episode the restaurant Nobu Japanese cuisine. If you guys ever find yourself in Chicago, Los Angeles, Malibu, New York, or Vegas, where I had Nobu does the biggest thing their claim to fame is sushi. And I mean, some of the best sushi in the States you can get. I mean, Nobu Maruisa opened up Nobu Japanese food in Los Angeles, and then expanded to New York after Robert De Niro recommended it. Like, who would have thought Robert De Niro's like, need some sushi? That was more Nicolas Cage. But anyway, my buddy Steele recommended this place to me when I went to Vegas and insisted we go, and I've never had a better piece of fish in my life. And
Wow.
sometimes you like the finer things. You got to go and splurge,
Hell yeah.
you take a girl there, you say Saturdays for the boys. And we're going to go out and get some sushi. And it was totally worth it. Every single penny was worth it. So, Nobu Japanese cuisine. If you have a chance, give it a try.
How common is the name Nobu that he could name a restaurant Nobu and it doesn't sound common to us? But like if I had a restaurant, it'd just be Luke's, and that wouldn't fly.
I see your point.
Yeah,
Like
Nobu's a cool name, is what I'm saying.
Like in Japan, like that'd be like a McDonald's.
yeah,
You should open up a
like
Luke's
a
Linguini
Steve,
in
yeah.
Japan.
Yeah, Luke's Linguini in Japan. This place is amazing. It's just
Luke's
the name.
lasagna.
Luke's
Get
lasagna.
people high.
I'm gonna name my dog Nobu.
Hey,
That's
a good
actually
one.
pretty cool. I like that name. Thanks for
Makoto
the
Nagano.
Thanks for the recommendation, DJ. I'm gonna hit that up sometime because I like a good piece of fish. I do like sushi, and especially that high quality stuff. And hey, if De Niro says so, you do so. This is Nick from the Velocity Chaos Podcast, the 63rd episode. We are rocking and rolling our way to the next 10 episodes. I mean, we're halfway through another 10. Almost to the halfway mark. I can do math. 63, almost to 65. Look, all I'm saying is we are excited to be on this journey with you. We appreciate you riding along and having a good time. You, our listeners, make it worth it for us, but also doing it with you guys, that's good enough for me. So thanks for joining us. Make sure to hit us up on all the social medias, Velocity Chaos Pod, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can email us at velocitychaospodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Interact with the show any way you wish. We'll be happy to bark back. This is Nick signing off.
And this is Luke signing off. Thank you guys once again for joining us on this fantastic, fun adventure where we're just the boys hanging out, having opinions that probably don't fit with everything, but that's okay. We're having a good time. We're just having a laugh. But again, we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And like we always say, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Yes, I'm talking to you. I said, how'd you like that sushi place? Nobu? Yeah, it's pretty good. You should get some. Yeah, go get it. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in to the Velocity Chaos Podcast. We upload new episodes every Monday and Thursday. Be sure to subscribe and rate us on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice. Interact with us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod or on Facebook and YouTube at Velocity Chaos Podcast. We are grateful for your time and hope you enjoyed it here. Please tell a friend, and thank you once again.